Hello again everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be considering some of the comments for the Spiritual Gems section of the week of March 31st to April 6th, 2025. Okay friends, we welcome you, thanks for joining us, and now let's get started. In this week's Bible reading, we're considering Proverbs chapter 7, and let's start with the first one, 7:3. We read, "Tie them around your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart." So, what does it mean to tie God's commandments around our fingers and write them on the tablet of our heart? First of all, this is not literal, but is if we think, for example, as fingers are prominently before our eyes and are vital in carrying out our purposes, the lessons learned from scriptural upbringing or the gaining of Bible knowledge are to be a constant reminder and guiding everything we do. In other words, practice. We need to practice what we learn from the Bible. We're to inscribe them upon the tablet of our heart, making them a part of our nature. In other words, it's not about pretending being spiritual. It's being a spiritual one in the congregation. The way we treat others, the way we speak to our family and our neighbors is a reflect of it. So it's really important. And all this knowledge is useless or helpless if we don't practice it. So it's really important to take it into practice in our daily lives, like our real essence. Now, what spiritual gems from this week's Bible reading would you like to share? Let's find out some of it. Number 1, 7:4, Proverbs 7:4, we read. Remember, we're reading the scripture and then the comment. "Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding my relative." So it speaks about of calling wisdom sister and understanding relative. We can make God's wisdom, His word, our daily ally, like a sister who advises us. Before making decisions, we think, what would wisdom, His word, say to me right now? Number 2, 7:25, we read, "Don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Don't stray onto her paths." So this teaches us that the young man in the story didn't flee or run away, but was lured step by step. In other words, temptation rarely strikes outright. It often comes in the attractive disguises. Identify danger zones in our life is really important, and this may be friendships, social media, etc. And of course, once we got it, we avoid them. In other words, we run away from it. 3, 7:3, we read. We already read it, and in ancient times, tablets recorded permanent, important things. We can memorize Bible verses to guide us in areas needing growth, purity, integrity, honesty, kindness, etc. Number 4, 7:9, we read, "In the twilight, in the evening, at the approach of night and darkness." People often choose moments of low clarity, physical or spiritual, and that's why 1 John 1:5-7 confirms this. We must seek light, stay in it, and surround ourselves with light-filled people, illuminators, fellow believers, friends, and those who encourage us to be our best version, spiritual version. 5, 7:23 we read, until an arrow pierces his liver like a bird rushing into a trap, he doesn't know that it cost him his life. Bird traps used harmless bait, like food, to hide danger. And we ask ourselves, what attractive bait is distracting me or pulling me away from Jehovah? We must be honest with ourselves. 6:7:2 we read, keep my commandments and live, guard my instruction like the pupil of your eye. So Jehovah doesn't give us a long list of rules to restrict us. Instead, He provides us Bible principles. And if we think for a moment, an illustration like driving a vehicle, we push the, we know, like using the drive, the brake, or reverse while driving. So, in a similar way, Bible principles protect us and give us a full life, like the verse says. But it's important to learn to apply Bible principles in our daily life, like driving a vehicle. Number 7:7 we read, and as I observe the knave ones, I discern among the youths a young man lacking good sense. The knave young man wasn't evil, but his lack of discernment made him vulnerable. Wisdom is not just about avoiding evil, it's actively choosing good and running away from evil. We avoid curiosity about sin. Number 8. 7:19 we read, for my husband is not at home, he has gone on a distant journey. The immoral woman used a calculated lie, no one will know, to seduce the youth. Temptation always downplays consequences. When we hear that voice saying us, it doesn't matter, just these ones, or no one will see, we remember Jehovah sees everything. Number 9. 7:18 we read, come, let us drink our fill of love until the morning. Let us enjoy passionate love together. Temptation offers instant gratification but leads to death. In other words, quick fixes aren't always good. We learn patience during our process instead of letting impatience rule us. In other words, we expect God's perfect time. And finally, number 10, but of course not less important, 7:2. Okay, we already read this one, and just as we instinctively protect our eyes, the pupil of our eyes, we must protect or guard our heart, recognize the enemy's traps in our path, and courageously choose the right path. Okay friends, that's a wrap for this video, some of the spiritual gems comments for this week. So if you like this video, please consider subscribe to our channel, and you could support us by liking this video and share this one. And that's completely free. It won't cost you anything, and it'll be very important, and we really appreciate that. Okay friends, thanks for watching and see you next time.